What is up, BBT? I'm going to take you through a trade on PayPal from a couple of weeks ago. I think you'll find it pretty easy. It's a very simple range play, and yeah, let's get into it. All right, so PayPal, let's take it over to the daily. So over the past, couple of weeks, it's been setting up this nice range, kind of in this area, right? So yesterday we can see that it broke below it, and so now today I'm looking to see if PayPal will pull back to the bottom of this range for a chance of a rejection further to the downside. Or we could be looking for a break back into it to play to the top side of this or the midline of this. But because the moving averages are all in a downtrend, I'm a little bit more short biased on this, and I feel like it offers a greater risk to reward. So I'm looking for a pullback to the bottom of it for a short further down. So let's just get into this here. Go over to the 5. And let's figure out what that level is, right? So we want to know where we're rejecting. So I get a line out here. Let's say maybe like 179.38ish. So, on these higher price stocks, I kind of give it like a range, right? Or an area. So I'm going to say like somewhere between 179 and 150. And because I use 10% of the ATR for my stop, it gives some wiggle room to let the stock breathe. So let's just put this on the 5, and then let's see what the SPY is doing. Okay, so we've got that level set on PayPal. See if it gets up there. And then what we've got going on here on the SPY in the pre-market is great because it's kind of set this range. So we've got a move to the bottom. We've got a test of the top, move down here, kind of broke out, came back in. So actually, this box probably isn't where I would want it to be. I'd probably want it to be right around here, right? So like a fake breakout down to the bottom of this range, back in, back up, and now we're kind of like hanging out at the top of it. So I want to see what the SPY is doing when we get to that level on PayPal. And I either want, if I'm going to go short on PayPal, I either want the SPY to lose the top of this range and come back into here, or I want it to break below here or pull back to it with a retest and then a break here. So there's a couple different ways that I would play it with the SPY, but what I don't want to see is I don't want to see the SPY break up and be trending like this, because that's no play for me unless there was some sort of level up here on the SPY. But for this trade in particular, we're going off of this area right here. All right, so let's just put a level on the SPY, and we got the bottom of the range like right here-ish, and then we've got the top of the range. I'm gonna say it's kind of this peak right here, right? So it's kind of holding above that right now. Okay, and then let's just kind of get this going. We can pause it, which is great about this, and yeah, we'll just see what happens here. So we'll put on a little bit quicker. So we see the SPY selling off at the open. PayPal is kind of selling. At this point, I don't know if it'll get up there, but we'll see what happens. And then let's see the SPY breaking down below the bottom of the range. Let's speed it up a little bit. All right, so we've got, hit play. So now the SPY has broken below the bottom of this range, and it's pulling back up to test the bottom of it. And we've still got PayPal pushing right now. So SPY is testing, PayPal's pushing. Let's go speed it up a little bit more. I want to see if it'll get up here. Okay, didn't quite get there yet, right? Let's see if it gets up there. All right, so looks like SPY put in a little bit of a bottom. So SPY did kind of pull back to this area, right? And at that point, we're somewhere around here. So that's 179. You could have got in. You could have got, a little bit of a move here, a little bit of a move here before the SPY came, before the SPY turned around and came back up again. So, you could have got a move there. That would have been decent. But let's see if it'll give us another one here. And just pop it up a little bit. Let's back it up. I want to see what it's doing at this level here. All right, so we can see that it's rejected this level that we have drawn, and it tried to get over 179.50, but it didn't quite get over it. So now I want to enter when I see that the SPY really isn't holding. So the SPY tried to break above this pre-market range. It's trying to test it again. PayPal looks like it's trying to push up there. It's not breaking yet, and it clearly rejected the 179.50 area, which, half dollars or something to pay attention to as well. And SPY looks like it's struggling. I'm going to enter here. All right, there we go. So we're getting the move. And now what I'd be looking for partials are, ranges, more intraday ranges or bigger ranges. But so what I'm looking for is the bottom of this area on the SPY. So kind of like the low of day, right? So I want to see this area kind of get tested. Not the low, but like this area with more touches. So it's kind of set a range, right? So this area to get tested. And then on PayPal, I want to see, let's just back it up a little bit, see what's happening here. Okay, yeah, we've got something close by here on PayPal. Let's put it on the 60 for a second. So this is still going. Okay, so on the 60, I like these higher time frames, right? They're good for the stock that you're playing because it really shows clear levels. So what I like here, and I would be looking for a partial here. So we've rejected this top side area, and now we're moving down. And I like this area because we broke below it, we came back above it, then we broke below it again yesterday, came back above it, and so this is clearly an area where the bulls and the bears are fighting, right? And so I definitely want a partial here. I definitely want a partial when we get to the low on the SPY. And then at that point, I would be looking for, a full ATR move because we've rejected the top of the range, or I guess the bottom on the higher time frame. And then, so the ATR for PayPal is about $5-ish. So let's see, we're at 179, maybe down to like 174, but we've got a lot of this stuff. So I would be maybe looking for 175 is probably good enough. Let's just speed it up a little bit. Bring this back over to the 5. Bring this back over to the 5. And here we go. Let's see. Go back over to the 60 really quick. Didn't put a level there. So 176.70-ish will be a good partial area. Let's bring it back to the 5. We're there right now. Okay, so let's take a partial here. Just gonna take a quarter of my position here. The SPY is also getting, kind of to that area as well. So you can see it's holding a little bit. We've also, we've got this pullback that it's testing from over here. So it's pushing up. At this point, you'd either, get stopped out at break even. Not quite. Didn't get stopped out. Well, that's exciting, right? You get to keep going. My stop loss would have been at this break-even point, and it never got up there. So that's great. We get to keep going. Also that pullback could be, an add into the trade. So push in, still not stopped out, and let's just see what happens. Let's speed it up a little bit. Got to look around my camera here. All right. So SPY is now at the low of day as well. It broke below it, so I would take another partial here for sure, just in case the SPY holds on this bottom area and turns around. And then my all-out target is 175-ish, so like somewhere around an ATR. And we'll just speed it up. Not quite there, but it's definitely holding. The SPY is still selling off. This is definitely holding a little bit. I would think that if the SPY turns around, we could turn around on PayPal. So I'm definitely paying attention to make sure nothing crazy happens with the SPY. And the next thing I got coming is my all out. So I'm going to get that set up for 50 shares to take off. Just speed it up some more. And yeah, now we're down at 175 area. I'm just going to get it all back, or close out my position, and we're good to go. So on that trade, playing the tops of this range or the bottom of it from the daily, I risked $50, and I played almost a full ATR move on the day, and I made almost $300. So 6-hour trade, super clean, super simple, just going off of the daily ranges and what's happening with the SPY. So hopefully you found this useful and you can incorporate it into your trading somehow. And yeah, definitely check out the Stock Trading Simulator, and don't hesitate to reach out if you guys have questions. Peace. Peace.